Okay, see you. Just I'll read out. Three resistors, 4 ohm, 6 ohm, and 8 ohm, are combined in parallel. What is the total resistance of the combination? If the combination is connected to a battery of EMF 25 volt and negligible internal resistance, determine the current through each resistor and total current drawn from the battery. Okay, so let me explain the numerical. See, we have three resistors, that is 4 ohm, 6 ohm, and 8 ohm. So all are combined in, all the three resistors are connected in parallel. Okay, so next you need to calculate the effective resistance, that is the total resistance you need to calculate. After that, they have given that for this combination, okay, for a parallel combination, if the battery of 25 volt is connected, and so that the internal resistance of the battery is nothing but equal to 0, internal resistance of the cell is equal to 0. If that is the case, you need to draw, I mean, you need to determine or to find the current through the each resistor and the total current drawn from the battery. Okay, you need to find the current through each resistor, that is I1, I2, and I3. Next, you need to calculate the value of I. Okay, that is the total current. So first of all, as you know that, calculate the um, calculate the answer for sub question A, that is three resistors are connected in parallel, right? So make use of the formula for resistors which is connected in parallel, and get the value of Rp. Okay, calculate it, calculate the value of Rp. Yes, did anybody got the answer? Let me know in case if anyone has calculated. Yes, yeah, Hitesh. Yeah, okay, fine. How about others? Those are done. Please post the answers. Rakshita R. Okay. How about Srujan? Srujan, Srujan Josen. What is the answer? Yeah, got. Okay, fine. The value of Rp comes out to be as, yes, Srijan, correct, 1.88. Okay, it can be 1.8. Okay, Hitesh, yeah, correct, 1.84. Good. Harshita, I think you have went wrong. Okay, just go through once. Just go through where you have went wrong. The answer is nothing but the value of Rp is nothing but 1.8. Okay, if you are done with that Rp, okay, just go through about that the current through individual resistor. Just you can make use of Ohm's law. V is equal to IR, right? So take out that I on the left hand side, send that V on the right hand side. So calculate the individual current, I mean current through the individual resistor. That is I1, I2, I3. So this is the circuit connection. You can see there three resistors has been connected in parallel. So in the parallel connection, always the current gets divided. Okay. Okay, Josen 6.25. Yeah, correct. Good. Josen, the unit is ampere. You're finding the current, not the resistor. Okay. The unit is ampere. Yeah, correct. Josen, correct. Yes, how about others? Srujan? Srujan, Rakshita, Hitesh. Yes, how about Mamta? Yes, Rakshita, correct. How about Mamta? What is the answer you got? I1, I2, I3. Yes, Meghana, Hafiz. Yes, Vishaka, Bajaj. What is the value of I1? What is the I1 value you got? Yes, Hitesh, correct. Gokul, I think you have went wrong. I1 is wrong. Check out. I3, yeah, Rakshita, correct. Yes, I didn't get a reply from Mamta. Vishaka. Yes, Hafiz. Okay, Srijan, yeah, correct. I2. Yes, those who have done with. Okay, Meghana, correct. Good. Okay. So those who have done with all I1, I2, and I3. Okay, if you're done with that, calculate the value of I. That is the main current. Just think about how you are going to, I mean, what is the formula you are going to use to find the main current? That is the value of I. Say those who are not done, just verify your answers. The formula and the answers has been displayed on the screen. So this is the formula which you are going to use to find the effective resistance in parallel combination. That is 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So substitute the values. So that comes out to be as 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by 4 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 8. So the value of Rp comes out to be as 1.85. And next, the current through the 4 ohm resistors by making use of the Ohm's law, I is equal to V by R. So I1 is equal to V by R1. This is the formula you're going to use. I1 is equal to V by R1. So The answer comes out to be as I1 is equal to 6.25 ampere. Next, the current through the second resistor, that is 6 ohm. The formula is I2 is equal to V by R2. The answer is 4.16. So next, the current through the 8 ohm, that is the third resistor, comes out to be as I3 is equal to V by R3. The answer is 3.12. Okay. So this is regarding the current through the individual resistor. So now, anybody who has calculated the value of I, what is the value of main current? Yes, calculate the value of I. Srijan. Okay. How about others? Yeah, correct. Yes, Gokul, correct. Josen, the answer is wrong. Check out. Yes, Rakshita, correct. Srijan, correct. Gokul, correct. Josen, check out the answer once. Total current, no, it's wrong. It's not 4.51. Yes, Meghana, correct. Shadid Ali, correct. Okay, see here, the total current, the formula which you are going to use is either you can use I is equal to E by RP, or simply you can just add I1 plus I2 plus I3. So that gives the total current. So this is the formula. Just go through those who are not done. The total current is I is equal to E by RP, or I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Okay, so this is the formula, and the answer comes out to be as 13.5. Okay. Okay, I didn't get a reply from Mamta and Vishaka. Okay. Okay, fine. With this, we have completed the chapter current electricity, both theory and numericals. Okay. So just have taken the types, all the types of numericals, okay, which they frequently ask in your examination. Okay. Just go through about the numericals. In addition to this, you solve some more numericals. Okay. Anyway, you have handbooks, right? Just go through about that, and you have the books like Jeevit, okay, Jeevit publications you have. Just go through the numericals which they have given, okay. Try to solve it by yourself. In case any doubts, you can let me, okay. I'm there to help. Okay, Gokul, can you tell the important questions or terms related to exam? Yeah, fine. So see you. I'll just come to the theory part. So just I'll tell you which are the important questions they're going to ask, okay. Expected questions from this chapter, and for how many marks? Okay, see you. I think in the in previous class, before solving the numericals, I think I said about this current density, right? Current density will be asked for 2 marks, okay. So when it is asked for 2 marks, write down the definition plus equation, mathematical equation, okay. Next, coming to Ohm's law. Ohm's law, they are going to ask the statement of the Ohm's law. Okay, just go through that. And the formula V is equal to IR, you need to remember that for solving the numericals. Okay, apart from that, factors affecting the resistance of a metallic conductor, I think they have not asked this question. Okay, just go through once. Next, this relation between J sigma and E. Okay, so this is the important relation which will be asked for 3 marks. That is J is equal to sigma into E. Okay, after that, drift velocity definition they are going to ask. Okay, drift velocity definition either for 1 marks or 2 marks. Okay, and if they ask the expression, okay, it will be for 3 marks. That is Vd is equal to E into E tau divided by M. Okay, so in case if they ask the expression for drift velocity, it will be 3 marks. Next, coming to this mobility. Okay, mobility is a frequent question which they are going to ask in 1 mark part. Okay, so just go through the definition of the mobility. Okay, and go through the equation also. Next, it is relation between drift velocity and electric current, that is NEAVD. Okay, so even this question they have asked. Okay, that is a relation between drift velocity and electric current. If they ask, it will be for 3 marks. Okay, so that is nothing but I is equal to NEAVD. Okay, so next, yes, next coming to that current density, resistivity and conductivity. Okay, so you need to prove that sigma is equal to Ne square tau divided by M. Okay, in some of the question, okay, in some of the question paper they have asked this numerical for 5 marks. Okay, just you need to explain what are the terms, what do you mean by that sigma, what do you mean by that N, what is E, what is tau, and what is M. Okay, in addition to this they have asked, in case if they ask this relation between current density, resistivity and conductivity, this relation, that is sigma is equal to Ne square tau by M, it will be for 4 marks, plus 1 mark it will be for the definition of relaxation time. Okay, so 1 plus 4. So this Ne squared tau divided by M is an important relation. Okay, please go through that. Apart from that, yeah, regarding this dependence of resistivity on temperature. Okay, so you can see the 3 graphs there, right? So there is a chances of asking any 1 or 2 graphs. Okay, so you can see we have plotted the graph resistivity versus temperature for metals, alloys and semiconductor. Okay, so go through the 3 graphs also, and you need to remember about this value of alpha. Alpha is what? Alpha is nothing but the coefficient of resistivity. For metals, the value of alpha is positive. Okay, and for semiconductors, the value of alpha is negative. Okay, in some of the cases they are going to ask this, what is this alpha, and is alpha is positive for metals, they are going to ask. Okay, you need to answer for that. So remember, alpha value is positive for metals and it is negative for semiconductor. Okay, so next is nothing but limitations of Ohm's law. Okay, uh I think they have not asked this, what do you mean by this ohmic device, non-ohmic device. Okay, I think any one of the paper they have given, I think so. But please go through this, because this questions, the limitations of Ohm's law, it will be asked in your viva. Okay, practical examination, since you have verification of Ohm's law, that is series and parallel. Okay, so in that case, definitely the question will be, what is the limitation of Ohm's law, state Ohm's law. Okay, what is the nature of graph for ohmic device and for a non-ohmic device, and give some example for ohmic and non-ohmic device, and what do you mean by this ohmic and non-ohmic device. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, so please go through that. After that, it is regarding the color code for resistors. Okay, coming to this color code for resistors, as I have said, in 1 mark part. Okay, that is in first main, in your examination. Okay, one of the question will be based upon this table. Okay, that is the color code for resistors. Like in some of the papers, what they are going to use, the way of question, what they are going to ask is, they just give the color combination. Okay, they are going to ask what is the resistance value for this color combination they are going to ask. So you need to remember this table, and you need to uh, mm, write the value for that given color code combination. Okay, in some of the case it will be reverse. They are going to give the resistance value. Okay, you need to write the color combination. Okay, and sometimes they give the value of resistors. Okay, so that by making use of that value of resistor, you need to write the color code for that. Okay, so for that, this table is very very important. Okay, and I have said how to remember this color code sequence, right? So just you can go through there. BB Roy of Great Britain has very good wife wearing gold silver necklace. Okay, so if you remember this sentence, I think it will be easy for you people to remember that table there. Okay, apart from that, okay, electric power. Coming to this electric power, there is a chances of asking for 2 marks. Okay, 2 marks or 1 mark. Just go through that. In case if it is for 1 mark, write down the definition. If it is for 2 marks, definition plus equation. Okay, and the SI unit is very important. Okay, SI unit of power is watt. Just go through. Next, combination of resistors. Okay, coming to this combinations of resistors, in case if they ask, it will be for 3 marks. Okay, either series or parallel, anyone they can ask. Yes, next, coming to this cell. Okay, coming to this cell, please go through the definitions. Okay, what do you mean by cell, what do you mean by EMF, and what do you mean by this internal resistance? Okay, in some of the question paper, if you go through, you can see the frequent question, what is internal resistance, or define internal resistance. Okay, just go through that. Or them ask what is EMF. Okay, define EMF. Okay, so that is for 1 mark. Next, don't go through about that relation between EMF, terminal potential difference, and internal resistance of a cell. Okay, they are not asked that relation, but the equations in this relation is very very important, because for solving the numerical, for most of the numericals, the equations, okay, you are going to make use of from this relation itself. For finding the total current, that is, you can see there, I is equal to E divided by R plus R. Similarly, for to find the internal resistance of a cell, you can see small r is equal to E by V minus 1 into capital R, right? So these are some of the important equations for solving the numericals. So next, coming to this combinations of cells in series and parallel. Okay, uh, coming to the cells in series. Okay, in some of the question paper, they have asked for 3 marks. Okay, and in some of the question paper, they have asked the cells in series for 5 marks also. Okay, so cells in series, either it can be asked for 3 marks or 5 marks. Okay, but coming to the cells in parallel, okay, in many of the question paper, they have asked the cells in parallel itself. Okay, that too for 5 marks. You can see in this cells in parallel derivation, the mathematics part, okay, mathematical part is very very important. Okay, sometimes you go wrong while shifting the sum of the terms from RHS to LHS, or from LHS to RHS. Okay, so please make a practice of this cells in parallel derivation. Okay, because they keep frequently ask this derivation for 5 marks. Yes, Nikhil. Yes, Nikhil, do you have any doubts? Do you want me to ask anything? Okay, fine. See, next, coming to this Kirchhoff laws. Okay, so Kirchhoff laws. First of all, just go through about that loop or mesh. Okay, loop or mesh, junction, branch. Okay, so anyone will be asked for 1 mark. Okay, so next, coming to this Kirchhoff first law, second law. Okay, just go through that. Kirchhoff first law, or we call that one as Kirchhoff current law. Next, Kirchhoff second law or Kirchhoff voltage law. Okay, just go through the statement, okay, or the rule. What is first law, what is second law, and this you need to know that Kirchhoff first law, or it is called as junction rule, or it is a Kirchhoff current law. Okay, it can be asked in any name. Okay, similarly, Kirchhoff second law, or we call that one as loop rule, or it is called as Kirchhoff voltage law. Okay, you need to know that. So next, coming to this, yeah, coming to Kirchhoff law, it is very important. As I said while discussing this topic itself, the sign conventions and this one, how we are going to apply the KVL to the given circuit is very important. Okay, because once you go wrong anywhere, the entire thing goes wrong. Okay, so please make sure that, please have a practice of that sign conventions especially. Okay, so as I said, as I have made it clear, see the sign conventions what I have taken. Okay, you can go through, or if you are comfortable with another thing. Okay, so as I said, in some of the cases, in some of the textbook they have given the vice versa of what I have explained. Okay, so it is left to you, whichever you are convenient. Okay, you can just make use of that. You can just go through that. Okay, so next, coming to this Wheatstone network, as I said, it is a very important question and it is for 5 marks. Okay, it is a sure question, 5 marks it is. Okay, so next, coming to this meter bridge, slide bridge. See, this working, they don't ask. Okay, working of this meter bridge or slide bridge, they don't ask, but there is a chances of asking what is the application. Give the application of Wheatstone network. There you should write. If it is for 1 mark, you need to write the application of Wheatstone network is nothing but, Wheatstone bridge is nothing but, it is a meter bridge. Okay, it works on that principle. Okay, so next, coming to this potentiometer. As I said, for this potentiometer, no need of that going through all that three. Okay, the construction of potentiometer, next comparison of EMF, next to find the internal resistance. Please don't go through everything. Okay, just what you need to do is just go through what do you mean by potentiometer, next on what principle it works, what is the principle of potentiometer, and what are the applications of potentiometer. Okay, apart from this, don't read anything. Okay, in the notes it has been explained, just we have covered the syllabus, that's all. Okay, from the syllabus point of view, we have just covered everything. Okay, but from the exam point of view, just what do you mean by potentiometer, application of potentiometer, and principle of potentiometer is more than enough. Okay, so yes, just you can go through that about the conductance. Okay, what do you mean by conductance and what is the relation between this conductance and inductance. Okay, so with this thing, I think I have made it clear. Gokul, construction and working of meter bridge, no, they don't ask, don't go through that. Okay, they don't ask the construction of meter bridge and all, don't go through that. Okay, just make sure that why is that meter bridge is used. Okay, just remember that the meter bridge is used to find the value of an unknown resistor. Okay, unknown resistor of a wire or anything. Okay, so and the meter bridge works on the principle of Wheatstone network. Okay, that's all. uh I have made, I mean, is that I have made it clear which are the questions they are going to ask for 3 marks, 2 marks, 1 mark. Is it clear? Yes, Nikhil. Okay, okay, fine. See, as I said, the numericals in this chapter is very important. Okay, as I said, one 5 marks derivation and one numerical for 5 marks will be there from this chapter. Okay, so go through the numerical thoroughly. Okay, so in case if you find any other numericals which sometimes there is chances of just I may have not gone through that. Okay, uh, from my knowledge, okay, I think I have covered almost the all the types, okay. In case if I have left, just bring it to my notice so that I'll just go through that, okay. So this is regarding the completion of this current electricity chapter, okay. Okay, fine. Coming to this next chapter, so let us have an introduction of that next chapter, so that in the next class we will go through in detail, okay. So just coming to the next chapter, so here just I'll share the file. Okay, so see here the next chapter is nothing but moving charges, moving I mean magnetic effects of current and magnetism, okay. So this is the fourth chapter, okay, magnetic effects of current and magnetism. See, in some of the cases, I mean, coming to this numerical part, just I'll make it clear, okay. Coming to this in this chapter, especially the numerical part, okay, they don't ask the numerical usually from this chapter, okay. Only thing is you need to concentrate on the theory part, okay. Only in some of the question paper you can just see just one of the formula, okay, you are going to use from this chapter, okay. Like what they are going to do is, since this chapter and the EMI chapter, okay, that is the electromagnetic induction chapter, okay. So they are going to ask the numerical from the EMI, okay. Just they are going to relate that numerical what they have asked from EMI chapter, okay. So that numerical, to solve that numerical, one of the formula you need to go through from this chapter, okay. So like that they will give, okay. So see here, coming to this magnetic effects of current and magnetism, okay. As you know that in previous chapters, okay, we have studied about only the electric field, right? What is the electric field? So if you have a charge, okay, when you have a charge, it has the electric field. How we are going to find the presence of electric field, okay, whether there is an electric field or not, how you are going to confirm? Just you are going to take a test charge and you are going to move the test charge towards the charge, source charge we call. So if the test charge experiences the force of repulsion or attraction, we say that there is a presence of electric field, right? So in the all the three chapters, that is in, I mean, in the case of electric field and electric current electricity, we have just gone through the electric field in detail, okay. But in this chapter, we are going to study about the magnetic field in detail, okay. So just I'll read out the introduction part. See there, the branch of physics as a result of unification of electricity and magnetism is known as electromagnetism. It is known that all magnetic phenomena result from forces between electric charges in motion. Okay. The interaction between two charges in motion, it is useful to introduce the concept of magnetic field and to describe the interaction in two stages, okay. So this is regarding the introduction. See, what is the meaning of that? See, the branch of physics which says about, which is a combination about the electricity and magnetism, is known as the electromagnetism, okay. Combination of electricity and magnetism is known as electromagnetism we call, okay. So as you know that whenever you take a current, okay, so whenever you take a conductor, current carrying conductor, okay, as you know that whenever there is a current flows in a conductor, there is a presence of magnetic field, right? So I think in your lower classes you have been studied about this right hand rule and all, right? Do you remember about this right hand rule? Okay. So as you know that if you take a straight conductor, okay, so that if the current is moving in the upward direction, so that how will be the direction of, how you are going to represent the direction of magnetic field, in which form the magnetic field will be there. How you are going to represent? In the circular form. Okay, the magnetic field will be in a form of circular. Okay, so you can, when you make use of this right hand thumb rule, the thumb denotes the direction of current, whereas the curled fingers represents the direction of magnetic field. Similarly, if you consider when the current is moving in the direction towards the downward, it is moving in a downward direction, so you are going to represent the direction. You are going to the thumb represents the direction of current. Similarly, the curled finger represents the direction of magnetic field. So when you take a straight current carrying conductor, the direction, the magnetic field will be in the form of circular, will be in the form of circle. Okay, so hence it is said that whenever the charges are in motion, there is a presence of magnetic field, we say. Okay, so that is the introduction part. So next is nothing but they have said that a moving charge or a current set up or creates magnetic field in the space surrounding it. That is what we have said. We discussed about that right hand thumb rule. Next, the magnetic field exerts a force on a moving charge or a current in the field. Okay, so that means that whenever a charge is moving in a conductor, okay, whenever the charge is in motion, okay, so what happens? The magnetic field exerts the force on that charge which is in motion. Okay, keep in mind. Okay, because while we are, when we discuss this force on a moving charge in a magnetic field, that is next derivation. Okay, that is the first derivation. So you need to keep this in mind. Okay, so whenever the charge is in motion, okay, it is going to experience the magnetic force. Okay, that is the meaning of that. Next, like electric field, is a magnetic field is a vector, that is a vector associated with each point in space. We use the symbol vector B for a magnetic field. So as you know that the magnetic field is denoted by the letter vector B. Okay, and as you know that the magnetic field is a vector quantity which has both magnitude and direction. Okay, so this is regarding the introduction part. Okay, so I think we have left out with few seconds, so let me take the attendance. Okay, okay students, I'll stop at this point. Okay, so just we have gone through the introduction. In the next class we will go through about that force on a moving charge in a magnetic field. Okay, okay students, thank you.